Today we're visiting Grepp, which is kind of the national team training center. And a few weeks ago we had a training camp there with the national team. It's a couple of hours away from Stockholm, so I don't get to visit it very often, and whenever I do, I focus a lot on the harder climbs they have there to just get as much value from training as possible. There was a few weeks between the session I had here with the team and what we're going to watch today, but a lot of the boulders were still up from the previous round and previous session I had there. So I wanted to try and finish off some stuff and just try and see if I'd gotten any better in the past couple of weeks. Unfortunately, my strength levels were not up to par, and so this video turned out to go from like one of those where I was going to try some really hard boulders to partly repeating some climbs and then also mainly trying a lot of hard moves. So that's what we're going to watch today, just a bunch of hard bouldering and also a little bit of easier bouldering. And actually most of my sessions go this way, that I might go in and I'm not feeling super strong. I'm feeling like I can't really do the moves that I'd want to do, that I might be able to do in my peak form, and then you just have to adapt and make it into something else. So the focus for this session is to just try and do moves, try and find flow and climb well on these climbs. Sending time.
Kom igen.
So this is one of the harder climbs I still had left to do in the gym that actually felt doable on this session. But I had to surrender because I realized that if I kept on spending energy on this one, I'd be screwed for the rest of the days, and we were gonna do a bunch of filming and a bunch of climbing. So I decided to give this one a final go and then move on to the main part of the gym where I was gonna just find some nice climbs to get on. Okay, so now we're at the main section of the gym where they have some really difficult boulders. First one is like this powerful boulder on pinches, really cool moves, and it's just a good feeling to get the trip started down here in Gothenburg. So yeah, let's hop on that one.
Ready. Future. Let's go. Top of the world, who running like us? Running the world, we running it up. Tearing it down, tearing it up, and running amok. Running it now, we know what we want. Yeah. Destiny is pulling on my coattail. This the moment that they want it, yes I know it will. I can see the future, no I won't fail.
Right, so on these type of powerful climbs, especially when you're in a roof like this, the footwork is actually a lot more important than you think. So you really need to be able to engage your foot, and in isolation I can do this move and keep my foot, but with just a little bit of fatigue I suddenly cut loose and it's quite hard, and I still want to strive towards keeping the foot throughout the movement, but it's kind of fine if I don't, but as long as I've kept it for the duration of the hard section. So like I want to really dig it in, almost tweak my right knee down a little bit to really kind of pull with the foot. Oftentimes on these type of foot movements, we think of it more as pushing, especially in an overhang. It's very common that you push off of footholds, but on this one, it's really important to pull. And that is, in overhangs, kind of the technique to use your feet. Like you pull your weight in with the foot. It's just that when we're fatigued in the upper body, it becomes more natural to push instead. So that's it for this climb. We're gonna move over to one that's Finicky. Feet first shenanigans into a very explosive last move, and we're gonna dissect how to do that last move well, But let's just climb the boulder first, or at least try to climb it first, and then take it from there. Hey! Nay! Nay! So the last move requires like so much power and precision and like force through your feet. So when I got up there, I've been fiddling too much on the hold before it. I was just too pumped to like pull with my entire body. And the trick there is to utilize so much force from the left foot that I can like drive it through the right foot and then upwards. And being able to generate from the left foot, that comes from the big jug. And so I have to like drive force down, pull it up, back up, and then explode with the legs. Bit of a, I think I'm gonna skip like finishing this one for now and maybe move on to it later. We're just gonna run around, I think, and climb some slightly easier stuff, like level down a little bit, to show you guys just some of the sick boulders that are around here. Because we have like 4 more videos that we're gonna shoot here, 3 more videos. So I gotta save some energy from this like incredibly hard stuff and focus a little bit on just movement for now. We can try this white one behind me. Okay, kind of nice to not, you know, try stuff that's at your very limit all the time. This is such a good boulder. We're leveling down even one step further, so I think this is the grade that's just below white, or maybe even 2 grades below it. I'm giving a lot of possibilities to adjust my hips and like really sit on my heel. So basically, instead of pulling myself in with the sloper to get to the wall, which is going to be slippery and hard, I'm pulling my weight in using my hips and my feet, which are a lot stronger and more, you know, like it's easier to stand on a massive heel than to pull on a slippery sloper. So that's what we did there. Made it work. Maybe one more boulder and then try and get to the other stuff. Fashion. Okay, next up we have a run and jump start. This handhold is really high up and it's super sloppery, so I cannot, like, I don't stand a chance of pulling on it. If you're a bit shorter than I am, you wouldn't even reach it. What this forces you to do is to run against the wall so that you get high enough to start pulling on this undercling. And why this is interesting, I mean, you can say what you will about run and jump starts or parkour type of stuff, but what it teaches you is one of the most fundamental parts of climbing, which is how to work with different angles. And it's very common that you want to stay 90 degrees perpendicular to where you want to land. So for instance, with this wall, it's curved, so like it's not a flat wall like this, it's curved like this, and it's also overhanging. So when I land with my feet, I want that to be the thing I put in relation to my running. So I want to run, like I'll figure out where is the wall, I'll back away, and then I run and land. So if I landed like this, if I ran from this side, I can show you guys once as well. If I run more from the side, which looks more natural when you're looking at this wall, it might not be the same on camera, but when you're looking at this wall, it looks like this should be the most natural angle to go in. But then what happens is I run and I start like sliding to the left. So I'm not working with the angles, I'm working against the angles. Sometimes you can make it work anyways because the holds might be good enough, but it's best to try and figure out the 90-degree angle and the things that allows you to use your feet and really engage against the wall. So we'll show the entire climb from, yeah, just how it looks, and one more time how it's supposed to be started. Okay, that's gonna be the end for this episode. I hope you learned something. If you did, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, my homies.